my god, they went away now. As soon as I grabbed and went live and turned my phone on, I no longer see what I saw. Oh my god, it's kind of hard to describe it right now, but everybody, this is a Archangel Michael statue that's just recently put here. And the sun was just... I can't even describe the kind of transmission I was receiving. The kind of interface and interacting. Hey, really, look at the plasmic energy, solar radiation, or whatever you want to call it, the beams of energy coming from the sun. Oh my god. Morning, Nick. People with orange eyes. Well, the color of eyes mean a lot, especially the shape of your eye. Like if it's like they call a bird peaked eye, or the shape of the corner of your eye. But we can get into that in a minute. This is a new statue put here of Archangel Michael stepping on the demon's head, or Satan's head, or the devil's head. But there was a certain... I'll explain it to you guys in a minute, what I was receiving and what I was seeing right before this. I had to go live just to guys show you how the sun is like interfaced with this right now. Truly intense. First I came to this new statue here. I didn't even know the Archangel Michael one was there yet. And at first, I come here to meditate in the mornings before I carry out my day. First I came here to this new statue, and the sun just started speaking to me from right here. And then I looked over and I saw the wings of Archangel Michael right there. And this is brand new. It was just put in yesterday or the day before. This wasn't here. Look at that massive cross too. Yeah, and I, like 5 minutes before this, look at this is truly amazing. Look at that. 5 minutes before this, I was stressing about my car because my car needs fixing. I was stressing about a whole bunch of stuff, bills, this, that, and then I pulled into here, and for a brief moment, you know, it's all going away. So let me try to explain in the best way I can what I saw just now. I mean, right at this statue right here, see, it's on a cement blocks right here. They just put it in, see? I knelt down before here to pray, and as I looked up, the sun was like in tune with Archangel Michael's sword, literally like in tune. And I closed my eyes and I started to pray, and as soon as I did that, my eyes were locked onto the sun, but they were closed. So as I did that, out of the sun, like when I close my eyes in the blackness, you can still see the sort of like the sun, an imprint of that energy in with your eyes closed. And out of that red glowing orb that I saw with my eyes closed, 3 celestial creatures came out, and they looked like big huge like a big huge fireball with like sperm hanging out from the bottom, and they spread out their wings and they came towards me, like right towards me. And then there was like 2 other ones that came that were bigger along the sides, and they formed a cross. And then it was like almost like they came right to me and touched me, and then went back towards the sun. It was pretty intense. And then as soon as I opened up my eyes, I then saw a flash in my head, like something came over me where I saw the pictures of Babaji's face, the Haida Khan Babaji. Something went right to his face, something made me think about his face. And I've been talking about the visions I've been getting regarding the sun and what's taking place on our world. I feel like somebody's watching me inside there. I've had a lot of prophecies that have to do with the sun, and I posted on my Patreon last night about the 3 days of darkness and prophetic information and visions that I've received about something that could come on our planet in the future. And the technology that I witnessed was possibly a future timeline, maybe like the year 2030 or something like that. Not too far in the future, but we were able to go into some pods within our homes that kept us away from something that was coming through the sun. And I think it was in August 2017 when we had that major eclipse. Well, I witnessed something that I prophesized, and a few months before the eclipse happened, I actually was on the Freeman Fly Show. Anytime, Arms Leading. Good morning. And everybody, if what's up, Jess? Anybody who wants to join my Patreon for $2 a month gets you in the door. Patreon.com/TheMysticalSpiral. And my website, TheMysticalSpiral.com. You can support me on my PayPal. You can support me right here in the live chat. I have crystals, everything available. What I saw in August 2017, and it's not to scare people, it's that I caught a glimpse. The veil was lifted for a moment. And prior to this eclipse, I was getting visions of an insectoid, octopus type thing with tentacles everywhere coming through the sun and tapping in to the bioenergetic field of our earth and its inhabitants, tapping into the auric field of every inhabitant on this planet. And then during the eclipse of 2017, I think it was, I actually saw this. I was on the Freeman Fly Show about it. I've been interviewed by Chris and Sherry Geo about it before. In fact, that's how I ended up on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. Wow, I'm getting some intense things coming to me. I mean, look at how this is just aligned with the statue right now, and there's something really magical taking place. It's like the light of the sword. Really intense. The sun can be like a fiery throne. It's like some sort of DNA computer that celestial bodies, celestial beings can sit in, can access and use, or something like that. It's some sort of fiery throne. This is really intense, and for some reason I was thinking of Babaji's face came to me, and for those that don't know who Babaji is, now there is tales of a Babaji, the Maha Avatar Babaji. I've talked about him before. You could find one of the first stories about him in books by Yogananda. Yogananda was basically an adept, a serious yoga practitioner and someone who achieved high spiritual knowledge. And Yogananda in his book talks about the Maha Avatar Babaji, someone who could just exist and is timeless, who can literally appear out of thin air, and who frequents the Himalayas mountains, especially the sacred mountains of the Himalayas. And it's controversial. Even some of Yogananda's followers don't believe that Haida Khan Babaji was the incarnation or the reincarnation of the Maha Avatar Babaji, but I do believe he was. And it's a shame that people worshipped him and did the opposite of what they should have done. Um, in 1970, out of thin air, out of thin air, at 18 years old, this man appeared in the Himalayas meditating. And they found him in the caves of the Himalayas at 18 years old. No mother, no father. He was just he just unzipped the atmosphere and appeared out of thin air in 1970 in the caves of the Himalayas. And he lived another 14 years to 1984. He died at the age of 33, the same as Jesus, right? So I'm not saying this guy is the incarnation of Jesus, but I've been doing a lot of research of the sun and how it's related to the underground cities of the dead and the above ground temples of the world, the sun and the moon and all celestial bodies. And I do believe that Haida Khan Babaji reincarnated through either scarab technology, the sacred heart technology, or some sort of ancient sacred technology that I've been working on, where he was able to reborn, a metamorphosis, a new vessel of matter appeared. And he appeared at the age of 18 years old in the Himalaya caves, and he died in 1984. His heart gave out. Now, some people say he was poisoned. Some people say he had a heart attack. You know, he did gain a lot of weight towards the end, and I think it could be because he was fasting. And then after fasting, your system gets hit with sugars and this and that, so you could be like highly diabetic, and all of the stuff can happen. So who knows what really happened? But when you come into this realm, even if it's through ancient forces, you're subject to the rules of this realm. You know, you're subject to the laws of this realm, and of course some laws can be broken or bent, but still your physical body is subject to some of the laws of this realm. You know, and I think what literally happened is his heart broke. He saw some of the nuclear disasters that have happened on this planet. He saw some of the horrific acts of man. And because of the actions of man, the coming changes on our earth are unavoidable. Of course, energy can be transmutated. You can see the giant in the distance, the giant Madonna in the distance. Look at that. Wow, my heart is still racing from the experience I just had with the sun and that Archangel Michael statue. Oh my God. And I'm stressing over here about my car and fucking leaking antifreeze and things like that. But then when you see something like that, it doesn't even matter. You're like, holy shit. So, Haida Khan Babaji appeared 1970, and then he dies in 1984. Now, he appeared at 1970 right after the 60s happened, right after there was a revival of occult activity. People were using being free in love in a more corrupt way instead of the right way, you know. And he appeared, I think, as to help mankind. And instead, people were sitting at his feet worshiping him. They didn't want to leave him, and that's not what they were supposed to do. You know, they were supposed to take the information and his appearance and use it so they can go and travel the world and help other people. Instead, they just wanted to lay by his feet and serve him. And this was not what was supposed to take place. And there's been other people like Sajja Baba, you know, other people that were fakes after that would be thinking that they were manifesting necklaces and stuff like that, but they were just doing like trick of the hand, stuff like that. But I do believe the Haida Khan Babaji was the real deal. And he appeared through sacred ancient technology, rebirth technology. And he came in 1970, and like I said, he died in 1984. He literally came out of thin air. And wow, man, I'm getting a lot of stuff coming to me right now. have an Archangel Michael statue just like this. And over there you see the Mary in the distance, the big Mary. There's statues of Archangel Michael underneath that as well that people put. I literally saw celestial beings coming out of the sun. And they surrounded me, like they came towards me. It was like the sun was crashing towards Earth, like Fatima. Very interesting. So, to get back to what I was saying about Babaji, people don't realize that the knowledge that he gave to people brought the computer age. It brought things like the iPhone and stuff like that. Steve Jobs was a disciple of Babaji. He went and gave everything up for a little while so he could go sit at Babaji's feet and learn from him. And after this, Steve Jobs changed the world with the computers and everything that he influenced, right? So there was many people that were influenced by the knowledge of Babaji, the Haida Khan Babaji. And of course, there's many different Babajis all throughout the ages, but there is... Wow, this sun is like... There's something taking place this time that I can't fully understand right now, but I'm feeling it. On this date, November 20th, November 21st, those dates, back in I think 2008 it was, there was a statue of the Virgin Mary that started crying blood in a church. I think it was in California. And I'm going to be doing a post about this later on and talking about this later on. But I kept seeing November 20th. Actually, it would have been my parents' anniversary. My mom's gone now, but November 27th is my parents' anniversary. I kept seeing the date November 27th, 11/27. The last few days, it kept coming. So there might be something taking place on 11/27. And I do feel that Babaji reappeared. The Haida Khan Babaji reappeared through an ancient technology. Possibly the scarab technology I've been talking about, the Sacred Heart technology. And I will be going live later as well. I couldn't do the Leak Project show. We were supposed to do it earlier this week. I might be able to do it tonight or tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. But I was having a massive headache last night as well. Really intense information has been coming to me. Wow. I mean, look at how amazing this is. I hope you guys are seeing it the way I am. The firewalls, the celestial firewalls of our matrix are being lifted. Yeah, Angel Fire. There's some people that I'll contact privately, but you know, one thing about my Patreon I want to mention too is that some people are joining for a couple of days, getting access to my information and then leaving. If they're gonna do that, you might as well not even join at all. They're leaving without paying. You know, they'll join for like 5-6 days and then they'll be able to scan through all my posts and then they bounce. So please, you know, don't cheat this system, guys. If you can't afford the $2 or $8 a month, like, then don't sign up. That's all I gotta say about that. But I am receiving some intense information right now. I just thought it would be cool to guys to show you what I was experiencing, and how well, the underground cities of the dead in the chat room they're talking about, they are called necropolises, of course. So, and the one thing I want about them too is that people think that they're just elaborate paintings on the walls. The murals that you see on the walls, they are encoded with spiritual technology. The murals, the artifacts, they are encoded with a high intense spiritual technology. They have been imprinted with mantras and prayers, and you know, the one thing about the old cultures is ancient Egyptian, ancient Etruscan, 100% of the people believed in the spiritual forces. Even though some of them got out of control with their materialism was entwined with their spirituality. In ancient Etruria, some of the underground cities of the dead were called the cities of gold, because of some of the intense gold artifacts and gold and silver that was in these tombs. These artifacts were encoded with a resurrection and rebirth technology. I'll see you guys later. Spiral out.